Touring History. This day in history, March 6th, 2025. Welcome back to Touring History, the podcast that takes you on a daily journey through history. I'm your host, Alain Touring, here to guide you through the fascinating moments that happened on this day, March 6th. From legendary artists to major legal decisions, let's explore the events that shaped history. We begin with some notable birthdays. Michelangelo, born in 1475, is one of the greatest artists of all time, responsible for masterpieces like the Sistine Chapel ceiling and David. Shaquille O'Neal, born in 1972, dominated basketball with his unstoppable presence and has since become a larger-than-life personality beyond the court. And David Gilmour, born in 1946, is best known for his role in Pink Floyd, shaping the sound of progressive rock with his iconic guitar work. March 6th also marks the end of one of the most legendary battles in American history. In 1836, the Battle of the Alamo concluded with a Mexican victory. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Texan defenders fought to the last man, becoming symbols of resilience and determination. In 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court issued the infamous Dred Scott decision, ruling that African Americans were not citizens and had no standing to sue in federal court. This decision further inflamed tensions leading up to the Civil War and remains one of the most criticized rulings in American history. March 6, 1899, saw Bayer registering aspirin as a trademark, making it one of the first mass-produced pain relievers. More than a century later, it's still a household name, helping millions manage pain and inflammation. In 1957, Ghana made history by becoming the first African colony to gain independence from Britain. Led by Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's independence inspired liberation movements across the continent, setting off a wave of decolonization. Fast forwarding to 1985, a young Mike Tyson stepped into the professional boxing ring for the first time. He won his debut match in just 1 minute and 47 seconds, foreshadowing the dominant career that made him a legend in the sport. In 2000, the dot-com bubble was beginning to burst, and one of its most iconic casualties was Pets.com. The company's sock puppet mascot had become a pop culture sensation, but financial troubles led to its last commercial airing on this day. It remains one of the most famous examples of dot-com excess. Speaking of advertising, here's a more current word from our sponsor. And we're back. Let's continue our journey through history. In 1992, the Michelangelo computer virus spread globally, creating widespread panic in the early days of digital security. It was one of the first major viruses to highlight the vulnerabilities of personal computers. Going back to 1927, the first transatlantic phone call was made between New York and London. This breakthrough paved the way for the interconnected world we live in today, where global communication is just a tap away. In 1951, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were convicted of espionage in the US for allegedly passing atomic secrets to the Soviet Union. Their controversial trial and execution remain a topic of debate in Cold War history. March 6th, 1987, marked the first time DNA evidence was used in a US court case. This revolutionary development changed the landscape of forensic science, making DNA a key tool in solving crimes and securing convictions. Finally, in 1960, Elvis Presley completed his military service and returned home. His 2-year stint in the army didn't diminish his fame. If anything, it only added to his legendary status as the king of rock and roll. And that's our trip through history. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. I'll be back tomorrow with more history, more stories, and, as always, a little bit of curiosity and fun.